But talking about progression in the offseason, we move over to our lockout now. But we do have, I mean, this is not exactly brand new stuff. But I mean, it just kind of makes, I guess, it official that the Mariners are expected to pursue two types of players once this lockout ends. We'll look over here. Oops. The Mariners are reportedly looking towards two different types of players, reportedly a right-handed power bat and a left-handed hitting multi-dimensional outfielder. Now, there are two players that exactly fit this role, one of them being from Seattle. Michael Conforto is from Seattle. He had a lot of offers from in-state schools, but decided to go to Oregon State, spend time with the Mets. He's 28 years old, pardon me. And then Kris Bryant. Now, Kris Bryant is friends with reliever Paul Sewald. Paul Sewald was able to convince him to go to the same college, and he's been kind of egging him. That would be nice to have some well, hey, man, come on, let's go to Seattle. I mean, at the current moment, I believe Abraham Toro is your third baseman, which I like Toro. I think he's okay. But if you could get Kris Bryant, who can play at the third base spot, who's got more experience there, I say you do it. A guy who's won an MVP, has that playoff experience, has that World Series experience. That could already there, if you just talk about the experience alone, that would help out this clubhouse greatly. So Conforto and Kris Bryant were two of the guys that had been, I mean, like I said, this is a report that we've already looked at this months ago, at least Twitter-wise. I had seen this happening before the lockout happened when we were in free agency still. But it's kind of nice to know that this isn't just some guy out on Twitter saying, oh, the Mariners are looking at Kris Bryant.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's like this is we got a more reputable source talking about that. But now to our lockout tracker. On the 17th, a meeting took place that lasted 15 minutes. So that wasn't exactly the greatest thing. And then the league informed the players' union that a new collective bargaining agreement must be agreed upon by the 28th of this month to begin the 2022 regular season on time. That would obviously cut down a lot of spring training. But
that's
it would
a week from now.
Yeah, it would get the regular season started on time, right? On the 18th, spring training games canceled through March 5th, so we would have had games already, but those are canceled up until next month on the 5th. Both sides agreed to meet again on Monday, today, reportedly all throughout the week in an attempt to ramp up urgency. I had said this, hey, you got to lock both sides into a building and do not let them leave until this is sorted, because like that 15-minute, that can't happen.
It's like when you have to let a child cry it out.
Pretty much. It's like I can't just like let it happen in spurts and like let it continuously take place. 15 minutes and then a week break. That can't happen. If you're serious about wanting to get this sport going again and getting this all going, you can't just say, 50, blah, 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 blah. Oh, we're done. Screw this.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week, right? That's so both sides were supposed to meet today, and we do have something like that's taking place currently. I keep refreshing it to see if anything's updated. But also on that day, that is the 18th, the MLBPA made a statement about the league pushing back spring training, saying Major League Baseball announced today that it must postpone the start of spring training games. This is false. Nothing requires the league to delay the start of spring training, much like nothing required the league's decision to implement the lockout in the first place. Despite these decisions by the league, players remain committed to the negotiation process. With that negotiation process on the 25th, as of today, the 21st, the MLB and the Players Association have been in a meeting since 10 o'clock this morning, 10 o'clock Pacific time. It is currently 2:52 this morning, and have not come out of that building. So checking with Jesse Rogers, who is a MLB on ESPN reporter, the last tweet we got was an hour ago stating that the MLB and the MLBPA have been inside Roger Dean Stadium for over 3 hours.
Oh my gosh.
It is unclear how much time they spent together or in different rooms, but neither side has come out yet. So this is the furthest we've had since it began.
Let's hope they come to some sort of agreement.
Yeah, I don't know if anything, like we'll get a deal today. I mean, I'd love it. I wouldn't say no.
Yeah.
But it seems like, the talk was that they were going to have several meetings over the week. And I mean, this taking 3 hours is already a start.
Yeah.
Right. So it's something that I can actually say there was some positive, because every other week the past few weeks has been like they met for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. 3 hours is good.
It's basically like, okay, here's our proposal. Oh, this is crap. Oh, you don't like our proposal? We'll see in a week. You know,
Yeah.
and it's happened like the past.
So hopefully there's
few
actually
weeks.
some back and forth going on today and for however many days they need to continue to hopefully come to an agreement by that deadline date of next Monday, the 28th.
Yeah. I mean, it's also good to just have an actual deadline and not just be like, oh, we're just kind of figuring it out.
Just
To
go with the
know
flow.
that there's something like, hey, here's a target date, get it figured out by then. Instead of like, if I know I've got a target date to do something or a deadline, it kind of helps me more instead of, oh, you've got all this free time, figure it out whenever. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, you know,
And
then I'm
that's
going to play with it a little
the
bit.
reason for the 15 minutes, because then you're like, oh, we got more time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.